I really think that James Smith is going to be our next governor. And I believe this, I know this, if he is the governor, he'll be an education leader. And that will be his chief focus, as it should be. It's the primary responsibility of the state is education. This is an important issue, but if you look at what the standard is in South Carolina, the law says minimally adequate education. That's the standard. That's the highest standard. Come on. We deserve better in terms of education and in terms of a lot of things. Weak leadership has brought about a situation where it's really called for someone who would focus on education. I am so pleased that James has had a great record in terms of supporting children and schools, even though he's been in the minority basically all of his time in the legislature. As governor, he'll be in a better position to be the change agent that we need with new ideas, new solutions to move the state forward. James has a proven track record, and he'll take that record into the governor's office, and I assure you will be an education governor. He's been fighting for children's future for more than 20 years, and this is important in South Carolina. He's done it in a bipartisan way, and I think that's real significant. He has supported children not in a partisan way, but because he believes in them. Among other things, he's worked with Democrats and Republicans to pass, for example, a very important act, the First Steps to School Readiness Act. And this is an act, I know we're all familiar with it, basically, but it grants local partnerships, grants to them to provide services and support to children and their families to enable children to begin school ready to learn. And that's a very important period of education, getting ready for school. One thing, we need to hire more teachers. That's something we've noticed here in Greenville and throughout the state, really. But to do that, you've got to enlarge the pipeline of young people who are preparing to be teachers. So you have to make teaching more attractive for young people so more people will qualify to be teachers. We need a system that puts more dollars in the classroom, yes, instead of the central office. More dollars to go directly to teaching. But James knows that it's not just money we're talking about. We need to make education a team effort. Many groups, teachers, yes, students, yes, parents, business community, the community organizations, all working together for quality schools for all children. That's so important. We can do that, but it's going to take a leader like James Smith, who no longer accepts minimally adequate education as a standard. A leader who envisions for us not to be minimally adequate, but first in the nation. And that's what I would like to see, and I think you would too. If we keep voting for the same leaders to solve our problems, we will keep getting the same results. James will bring vibrant, new leadership to our state, and I give you now James Smith, whom I hope will be the next governor of our great state of South Carolina. James?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Governor Riley. Thank you so much for your support for me, for this campaign, and for South Carolina's future. It means a great deal to all of us. I first want to recognize my colleague, Senator Allen. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all you do for education in South Carolina. But Governor Riley, thank you for your service. You set the standard for service in South Carolina. And as South Carolina's governor, you led South Carolina through our first education renaissance. When you fought for the passage of EIA, we saw significant education improvement, innovation, modernization, and reform. And you know, you never stopped, Governor. You continue to be that passionate advocate even today at the Riley Institute, focusing on Dick and Tunky Riley's What Works SC. And each year you're pointing out all the great things that are happening in education in South Carolina and being that leader still today. You showed us, and you showed all in South Carolina, the kind of leadership that we need, that elevates civility, that brings people together, that focuses on the real challenges that we face, and brings together bipartisan solutions to face these real problems that everyday South Carolinians face. But with your support, I am seeking to serve as South Carolina's next education governor. As governor, I will work to bring about the next education renaissance in South Carolina, where we will focus again on education improvement, modernization, and reform, and we'll focus on teachers, elevating the role and importance and status of teachers, and focusing on the classroom, and making sure that funding equity is resolved, and we address the fact that that has been the case for far too long, and we actually have a new and real standard that parents will want to aspire for their own children. So this is an important step in our campaign, and your support is so important to what we want to do and what we want to accomplish in this campaign, but it is to focus on delivering a second education renaissance to South Carolina. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you.
Yeah.